Welcome to another edition of Extra Time Unlocked. Simtho Dladla alongside Mike Makaab. It's a Wednesday, another edition. Welcome to the show, Mr. Makaab.
Thanks very much, Simtho. I hope that our listeners had a blessed Easter weekend and they were all safe and sound and enjoyed the wealth of sport globally.
I'm not too sure if you enjoyed your weekend and your Easter after what happened to Manchester City over the weekend, and also I saw on Twitter since yesterday. But I want us to chat about the issue of AJ. It's been out there, and we saw he celebrated his birthday. But I wanted to check, have you spoken to AJ? How is he?
Yeah, I speak to AJ on a regular basis.
Yeah. We
communicate every day, every second day. Yes, he's in good spirits. And I think it's common sense if you look at what's happening.
Yeah.
That we will come to an arrangement with Mamelodi Sundowns for the mutual termination of his contract. And here we're not pointing fingers. The club has changed its coach. It's changed its direction in terms of how it sees the game played.
Yeah.
And it was clear that AJ, from being a regular, the captain's armband, and a very important member of the squad and a starter most of the time, up until late in the year, it was clear that once the coaching staff had changed, that things had changed within the technical staff in terms of the way they looked at the game and AJ's contribution or importance to the team. Yeah. We have to accept that, and he's a professional, he's mature, and he's also accepted it. So he's training on his own.
Yeah.
The likelihood of him going back to training is highly unlikely. The likelihood of us seeing him in a Sundowns jersey again is not likely. And I think the most important thing that both parties must agree on is that AJ has played an important role at Mamelodi Sundowns over the years, and Mamelodi Sundowns has been extremely good to Andile Jali over the years. So there's no bitterness between the parties. That I can tell you categorically. That as much as AJ is disappointed, he is also grateful to the president and the entire club for entrusting him, both as a player and as a captain at times. And he's enjoyed his time at Mamelodi Sundowns, and like we all have to at some stage in our lives, we have to look at a new career path, or the same career path in a different environment. And I guess that's what's going to happen with AJ in the coming weeks.
But if you look at AJ, as you said, he contributed a lot in the Mamelodi Sundowns setup. But maybe the question will be why he was released so early.
Well, he hasn't been released yet.
Oh, okay.
So I want to rectify that. He hasn't been released, but he's not back training with the club.
Yeah.
Again, it's the way the club sees the way they want to move forward, and again we've got to respect that. AJ also, at his age, wants to play, and he wants to play regularly, and he's quite willing to fight for a place, but he wants to be playing regularly. And I can understand that. If you're a young player and you're still building your career, it's a different story. But when you're a mature player and he's moving towards the end of his career, probably another couple of seasons, you've got to be in a position where you want to play football. I mean, we saw the same thing happen with Villa and TS Galaxy.
Yeah.
We sat down and mutually agreed on a termination, purely because Villa said, what I don't want to do is at my age sit and not play football. So I would rather be given an opportunity to look elsewhere than stay at TS Galaxy and not be utilized. And that's why we came to an agreement with TS Galaxy, and I was absolutely thrilled to see Villa score, even though it was against our home team, Maritzburg. It was great to see him score that late goal. So the same with Andile Jali. We want Andile to play. He wants to play. There is also no doubt in my mind that Mamelodi Sundowns want him to be in an environment where he's going to have a real chance of regular game time. So again, I'm going to say, Simtho, that I'm confident that over the next few weeks we will come to an amicable agreement with Mamelodi Sundowns for the two parties to part ways.
Looking at AJ and also he's training alone right now.
Yes.
Obviously, it will need a competition at some point. Are you maybe guys looking at AJ maybe playing in SA or abroad?
We will look at all options, and I need to clarify something that was on my Twitter handle.
Yes.
And I don't want to mention the name of the radio station, of the media. We'll call them a media house, okay? Because we're all media houses.
Yes.
It had an old interview of ours relating to Andile Jali, where I said there is interest, or there is bound to be interest from clubs both locally and abroad, and we have to explore all those options. Now, when I responded to that and said, when did I say this? I didn't mean that I did not say it, but when did I say it? Why are you now republishing an old interview which is now taken totally out of context and perceived to be something that I've said recently? And that's why I had to rectify that. Not because I'm hiding anything. I was accused of hiding things. I'm not hiding anything. I said those words, and I'm going to repeat. It was said a while ago. Okay. It's our duty as his representatives to find the best possible solution for him going forward. Andile wants to play for the next 2 years, and then we'll reassess it. In the meantime, we will start making plans for him to move on to the next phase of his career, which will be a business venture that he's busy working on at the moment with our guidance and assistance in Matatiel. But for now, he wants to play. I think he's still got a lot to offer. For me, irrespective of whether the system suits him or not, I truly believe he's still one of the most talented number sixes in the country. I think he can pull the strings of a game when he's on song. And thank God recently he's been on song most of the time. So I'm excited about the new chapter for him going forward. And I also know, and I'm going to say this again, also know that it will come with the blessing and best wishes of Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club. There is no animosity between the two parties. And I say that categorically without fear of being proven wrong.
And you've seen this question.
Yes.
And you've seen on Twitter people saying he should come to Chiefs. Would it be, or maybe if I ask this way, have you been contacted by the team and maybe shown interest?
No, at this point, until we finalize our agreement with Mamelodi Sundowns, and out of respect to that agreement, we will listen to what is said, but we will not engage in any formal discussions. There is bound to be interest in his services locally. I would be a fool to say that I would not expect clubs to be interested in his services, because outside of him being a good footballer, he's a charismatic character. He adds he adds that flavour to a football club, and he's loved by most in this country. We're also looking at opportunities, or we will look for opportunities abroad.
Yeah.
And again, it's going to have to be an opportunity that is worth his while, and that is in an environment where he's going to be happy. He's not a young player. Young players can work in any environment. Players, as they get older, family people, they need to be in an environment where the working conditions are conducive to good performance. And so we'll take all of that into account.
Let's try and also, once this is resolved, and speak to AJ as well.
No, we most definitely will.
Thank you so much, Mike. We shall speak on Friday.
Take good care.
Thank you so much, KZN. This is the Extra Time Unlocked. We shall meet on Friday.